Okay, so we're nearly at the end of November, which was my birthday month, which means I have had a lot of books this month, both from my subscriptions and for my birthday. So I'm going to show you guys what I've got and what I think of them, because I'm really excited for some of them as well. I'm going to go first with the ones I've bought myself. And the first two, Naomi Novik's Temeraire. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I've read some other works by Naomi Novik and I really enjoyed Spinning Silver, I think it was. And this is the first in a series of books from her. So that's why I picked it up, because I really want to read it as a series. I'm a big fantasy lover, I like big series, and I really liked her writing during Spinning Silver. So this is definitely on my list. I've also heard good things, like lots of people have said this series is really fun, so I'm quite excited for it. And the same goes for the second one, which is Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey. This is the first book in the Dragon Riders of Turn. Again, I don't know a lot about this, but I've heard really good things. It's got dragons and it's the start of a really good fantasy series, so those are why I picked those up. Bought both of these from Waterstones when I was shopping with my friend, and that brings me on to the next book, which was actually a birthday present from said friend, and that is The Hobbit. This is a graphic novel edition. I didn't know they even did this. This was the first time I'd ever saw it when I was in Waterstones, and it's really stunning. I don't know if you can see the front, but I'm really excited to sit down and read The Hobbit as like a graphic novel. Here's the trolls, and yeah, the artwork's just really stunning. The artwork is like not based on the films or not based on any other medium, I think, that's already been done, so it's going to be really unique to see it. And yeah, look, there's Gandalf and then Bilbo. But yeah, The Hobbit's one of my favourite books, and I really love finding new editions. Really love kind of graphic novels as well, because I'm quite a visual learner. So this is going to be really fun, and it was a birthday present, so I'm really excited. And thank you to Charlotte for buying me it. The next up are some more collector's editions, but the first one is one that I bought myself, which is The Book of Dust, The Rosefield. This is the final of the trilogy, and it's a sequel trilogy to Northern Lights or The Golden Compass, whichever one you know it best as. And I'm really excited. I've got now the full trilogy in these gorgeous kind of cloth bound editions, and yeah, it's just a really stunning edition. I don't know if you can see kind of the like dust effect on it in gold. It goes around the whole book inside the slipcase as well. Yeah, you can kind of see that there. But yeah, I had to pick this up because I've got the other two, and I've been waiting for this. It must be years. I don't know how many, but I remember it must have been at the beginning of this year. I kind of Googled, I was like, has this already came out? Like, have I missed it? And it still hadn't came out. And then I think midway through the year, I think pre-orders came up. So I pre-ordered this pretty quickly, and I'm very excited to now have it. And then the next few are from my subscription services. So I have both Goldsboro and Illumicrate. So the first two, actually, like, I forgot to open one of my Illumicrate boxes, so I've actually got 2 months of Illumicrate. So if you subscribe and you don't want to be spoiled, I'm not sure when I'm posting this, look away. But the first one is The Isle in the Silver Sea by Tasha Suri. These gorgeous little covers, and all of the late editions have sprayed edges. They also have stunning artwork inside, if you can see that properly. And I also got a Rather Vengeful Accord by Daniel Knight, and again, it's got sprayed edges and some stunning artwork inside. Both of these books I actually don't know much about. I've heard of them, but I could not tell you the plot or the characters. But I do love Illumicrate because it always sends out, I guess, some of the newer releases. So a couple of the, especially actually Illumicrate and Goldsboro do this. So a few books I've got this year I've been reading on like NetGalley, and then I've gotten the physical edition, and I've always been really happy because I've loved the books and I've been really happy. But they also send books like these, which I'm not really up to date on, and I'm always excited because that means I've got something that I'm probably going to really enjoy reading, and it's going to be kind of a surprise when I go into it. And then my final collector's edition, special edition, whatever you want to call it, is from Goldsboro Books, and this is The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. I've read a few of Alex E. Harrow's books before, before. I've read The Once and Future Witches, which I really enjoyed as a book, so I'm hoping I love the writing in this one as well. Similar to the 2 Illumicrate books, I haven't really been I don't know the plot of this, I haven't been up to date, but like with most of my subscription boxes, I'm really excited to find something that I might not have picked up because it hasn't captured my attention online before. So I'm really excited to read this. And yeah, I actually don't know what it's about. And then last but not least, I do have my A Box of Stories subscription. So A Box of Stories is a subscription box which sends you 4 books every month, or I think it can be down to 3 books or maybe 2 books. It depends. I have 4 books. I also have a fantasy and sci-fi subscription, so all of my books are going to be fantasy or sci-fi. This is sometimes like a good mix, sometimes it's very one or the other, but this month it is looking to be quite sci-fi heavy actually, I think. But this month is also every so often you get 5 books instead of 4. You get an additional book on top of your subscription just for being kind of a loyal member. The reason they do the subscription box is they send books that haven't been shipped out or haven't been marketed or haven't found a home yet. So instead of going to be kind of pulped and recycled, they send them out to people who want to read them, like me. And then yeah, it's just a really good subscription service because it kind of gets you reading books that aren't always like really hyped up, or finding something that's kind of a hidden gem. And I'm always really excited for these boxes because there's some amazing books that I've read from them. So first up, we're going to do The End of the World Running Club. And this is a sci-fi book. All of these books I've just read the blurbs, so if I'm talking about them wrong, if you know them, apologies. But this one is in order to kind of save his family and maybe himself, he is going to have to run across the country to his family. He's 550 miles away from his family. He must push himself to the very limit to get back to them or risk losing them forever. And it's kind of an interesting, I guess, thriller-esque sci-fi book. The world is ending, it's a bit dystopian, but he's gonna run to them, which is very heartwarming. The next is The Surviving Sky. This is by Kritika H. Rayo. I don't know how I'm saying that right, but basically in this world people live, as you can see, on like floating islands built by architects, and these architects are like the highest in society, and our main character is an architect. He's married to an archaeologist, and they kind of have to work together even though they're kind of falling out because it's a bit fraught, because he thinks that it's kind of classist the way it's working now, but they need to make some decisions to save not just themselves and their marriage, but their civilization. I'd not heard of this before, but it's kind of intriguing. I'm especially interested to see how the kind of architect and the kind of floating technology and arcane science, which kind of sounds a bit more fantasy as well. So it's going to be a good mix of sci-fi and fantasy. Then I have Ghost of the Neon God, which by T.R. Napa, and this is like a really small hardcover book. I think I can read this in like a day, which is quite fun because most books are, as you can see, they're a bit bulkier, and the next book is even bigger. But I think this might be the kind of additional book of the box because it is quite small, and it's based in Melbourne, and it's kind of again, it's a sci-fi dystopian society where our main character Jackson is a petty crook, and then things spiral, everything happens, there's the Australian outback, and I feel like I rarely read books, especially like dystopian or sci-fi, based in Australia. Most of the ones I read are usually set in the US, so I'm really excited to read this because it's something a bit different. And then, as I said, an even bigger book. This is Forsaken Skies by D. Nolan Clark. This is another one, like, it looks really sci-fi based, and it's quite exciting to have a big sci-fi book because I do like sci-fi, but I read mostly fantasy, so it's a bit of a change. But this is like a space opera. There's like a big armadas of civil wars and things like that. I don't fully understand. There's not a lot on the back. The blurb is very small, so I don't know what's going to happen, but I assume it's going to be very tense, and it's going to be probably a little bit like the Adrian Tchaikovsky books I've read, so I am quite looking forward to this one. And then last but not least is definitely a fantasy book, and this is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. And I'm actually surprised this came in the box because I've heard of this one and I thought it had really good reviews, reviews, so I thought more people would be buying it. So I'm surprised this ended up in a pile to be going to the pulping station or whatever it's called. But I do not know what it's about either. So I have heard good things, and I think it was on my like to be read pile, but I'd never bought a copy. So maybe everyone else is also doing that. So yeah, if you have an interest in a book, just buy the book. But don't chase the fate, let it you. This is kind of a, I think, Chinese mythology kind of book, which I really loved previous ones I've read. So yeah, I'm really glad I finally got a copy of this because I have heard good things, but I couldn't tell you the plot, unfortunately. So yeah, I've got a lot of books this month. I don't know how I'm going to fit in the time to read them all before Christmas because it is a lot. I don't think I can even pick them all up because it's going to be quite heavy. Can I fit that? I think balancing this on top was a bad idea. So yeah, you absolutely can't see all of them. It's very hard to lift them all, but I got all these books this month. I'm really excited to read a lot of them. But yeah, it was a really good birthday month. I had a lot of fun picking out the ones I wanted to read, and I've had a lot of fun with my subscription services this month. I think they've given me a really good selection, and obviously I'm really thankful for people giving me money for books, and also my friend for buying me the Hobbit book because it was great. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Let me know if any of these I should get to first, or let me know if there's any thoughts or reviews, non-spoilery please, of any of these in the comments below. Thank you.